Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30 this Tuesday, October 7th, and I guess the market kind of just died off here. So I was kind of expecting further weakness, but it looks like we just got that big rundown, took out that London low, and that was it. So far, at least, we got a half hour left to go, so we can still get that little pullback. But and the triple test we talked about this morning turned into a nice trade if you were trading it. If you kind of had to be, it looked to me this morning that you were going to take it higher. There was like a little rally here right before the open, and at the open they knocked it down a little bit. They were holding here for quite a while before C period started failing. And then we got this guess pretty much a straight shot down and finally blew out the 67.75 and then make a pretty good move to the downside. And now we are kind of holding towards the lower end of the range. So I would say that we are probably in stage two on that profile now. And finding a spot, looking for a spot to cut off the selling. So initially we're going to look for weakness, see if we can retest these lows, potentially take it lower. And so I'm looking for short setups against that level here, 67.65, maybe the 75, so 65 and 75 for rotations down. If the trade up above 75, we are just flat out back range bound again. So then I think we found a spot to cut off the selling. But I'm not sure quite they're done yet. We'll see. We're going to get some further weakness going into the overnight or maybe into tomorrow. So far, no trades on the ES for myself. Did a couple of trades on the Nasdaq. Before I get there, the bond market, nice retracement. I'll flight to safety move maybe. You're heading back up again from the tested at 116 and then pretty much shot straight up from there. So back up here in that range. So we are back range bound on the bonds. No breakthrough on the downside. So back range bound on the bonds. I would look for early strength though. We're going to buy against that 1622s for rotations up. If they take that out, I'm looking for them to close these two single prints, maybe trade down a bit. But right now, looking to buy against that 22s if you get the opportunity. So that's kind of the going into the overnight at least. And looking for retest of the highs, maybe higher. We'll see how the whole thing develops. Looking at the Nasdaq, I did a couple of trades on the Nasdaq. I had the two trades I took was first on the way down here, so I kind of missed a lot of part of most of the morning here, watching it, and then it's pretty volatile. But as they start heading back down here, we got a couple of opportunities. But Nasdaq was a nice a double test or another retest failure up here at the 250s, and a nice move to the downside. They did extend a little bit though, so I mean both of them are extended a little bit. I would just check that up as more running the stops above the obvious instead of an extension. So that's pretty much what that looked like. And then they took it lower. So, but I kind of missed the bigger part of the rundown. However, on the way down here, when they ran into the low on the first pullback here after the tablet, I tried a short trade, had a nice trade going, break even trade. They knocked me out of that thing, and then they took at that heading lower after that. So, but that was a good trade location. I had my stop outside the prior rotation, so good trade location. So it doesn't not much you can do about the volatility. Didn't do much else. I was watching it. I did one more trade here late in the session. It looked very much like they were starting to fade. So they took it a little bit higher fade. Then you have lower highs here kind of developing. Attempt to take it lower, nice little retracements. I figured, okay, a good spot to get short. Leave my stop outside this upper rotation. Sat in that thing for a bit, had a break-even thing going, then got stopped. I tighten up my stops considerably, so I got the $10 out of that trade. But it's they started going against me. Since then, it hasn't done much at all. So not much to really do about this right now. I was expecting another retest of that low, maybe lower, but maybe we get that late in the session, or maybe we just sit here twisting in the wind. So, but anyways, I tried two short trades and got $14 out of it. So that was it for me today. But I will start off same as the ES, looking for sell early strength, see if you can take it lower. So looking for shorts against, probably put the ledge here at the 55, 50, 55, right there. That's a nice big ledge. And also up here against those single prints at the 25, 100 for rotations back down. The trade up above that 25, 100, so yeah, right back up range bound again. But both the ES and NASDAQ, I think, is in stage two now, looking for a spot to cut off the selling. And let's see how far they can take it on the downside. Gold holding the 4,000, so they hit 4,000, or shot over a little bit. They're back here building value, so not much to. I would stay range bound right now. Maybe keep the bias on the long side, but I'm thinking that they hit the pretty psychological target here, so they may expect some consolidation here for a bit. So initially looking to buy against support, probably against 4,000s, against that 3990s, against the 3985, 83, oh, 3983s for rotations back up. And if they trade below that, that overnight mode and low of the session here, 3982, 83, then we have a potential retracement trade going. I did a couple of gold trade or a gold trade this morning, 15 bucks on that one. The trade I took was this guy right there, right here. And what was that? That was all about the when they started taking out this 3990s. So you saw them start taking out this 3990s. They started trading below um, the session lows here. They ran it lower, then started retracing. So ran it all the way down here to 3982. That was like white print here. Well, sorry, that was the F print. Then start backing up. So I tried a fairly aggressive trade and full retracement on that bar back to the mean, tried a short trade. I had a trade going all the way down here. I thought I had a great trade going there. I was up like 80 bucks or something. Tightened up my stop a little bit, and then they knocked me out and then ran it back up. So that wasn't going to go. But I was actually looking for this one for a nice retracement trade to the downside, and it could have been a beautiful trade, but no. Yes, out of the 80 opportunity, I got 15. So that was it, one gold trade today. But then again, when you write, you want to try to let it ride a bit. So you can't, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Most of the time you get out too early and you just see that thing run away from you. You give up a ton of money. So when you have great trade location and it's well ahead of your game, so you may just take a shot, see if it works out. It didn't for me today, but I got 15 bucks out of it. So one trade on gold on that one. And then on oil, we were down here probing the lows, and now we're right back up again to the 62 level. So far, they hasn't been able to bust through it, but at this point, I would be yes, range bound. Watching if they trade above 62, I'm going to look for rotations back to 63. If they trade below that 62, 61, 20s, I'm going to look for further weakness. So pretty much where we started this morning. So that's oil. No trades on oil, just one gold trade, two Nasdaq trades. I'm up 14 on Nasdaq and 15 on gold, and that's my trading day. Could have been a great gold trade there, but nope, it wasn't going to happen. Alrighty, guys, we leave it there. I'll see you back bright and early in the morning. All right, guys, later.